Baba, welcome back to Dan's channel. Happy holidays. Kumasi was good, most enjoyable for my Christmas. And a mutual friend has connected me to a lady. Yes, a Jamaican. A Jamaican whose, and I can't say it, fiance is Ghanaian. Yes, born and bred in Ghana, who lives in Jamaica and has lived in Jamaica for many moons. You are going to see him and you're going to hear from him. But right now, I'm going to have a one-on-one with the madam. She is no other than Patricia. Patricia, welcome to Dan's channel. And I'm glad that our mutual friend connected us together.
Right.
And welcome to my home, Ghana.
Right.
No, I'm going to get a little background because my subscribers and viewers like to get some background information on anyone who comes on the Dinah's channel. So let me first ask you, where were you born?
Right. So I am from St. Thomas, Jamaica, but I've lived most of my adult life in Kingston. So back home, I'm a chartered accountant. I love to travel. I love to exercise. I squeeze the juice out of life. So I am here in the motherland, very excited. I came via Morocco because the flight was cheaper via Morocco. So we stayed a few nights in Morocco. Ghana, I also went to Togo on a day trip, toured Lomé in Togo. But today we're talking about Ghana. So excited to be here.
Love that, love that. What brought you here though?
So mainly because my fiance, I recently got engaged.
Congrats, congrats.
Thank you. So I'm here to meet his family before we get married.
Awesome.
And also to just tour Ghana. I'm very excited about that.
No, Pat, affectionately called Pat. You have a love for food, and in Jamaica, you know, give me a little background on what you do in Jamaica as it relates to food.
Yeah, so I am a foodie. I love to cook and enjoy food and food events. So I'm a food judge for the Jamaica Observer.
Ah,
So if I'm in Ghana or anywhere I go, I am really gonna immerse myself in the food. No. As it relates to Ghana and the food, I've been really having a ball. So I've gone to, I would say, poor communities, it seems, middle and upper. We have been traveling wildly in Ghana. But what struck me is the amount of food, the grown provisions, not the rice and anything else, the food on the ground. We have traveled miles and miles and miles, 4 hours to the Elmina Castle, and on our way, every community has their own specialty in food. You see stalls and stalls, miles of stalls with different food on the way. What struck me, Jamaicans love ripe plantain.
yes.
If you ever see ripe plantain or plantains in Ghana, they use the plantain in every way. So you have chips just cooking on the sidewalk, nice. Then they have Kelly where you they dice the plantain and fry it, you know, with I guess they rub some paprika and some pepper on the plantain, fry it, and then it is served with roasted peanut. Is the nicest thing. So you can get it for few US dollar, maybe $1 or $2 on the roadside, and so you eat that throughout the day, not for dinner. And then even the overripe plantains, they have a recipe for that. So they fry it, cut it big, and they include that in what they call red red. And red is stew beans, black eyed peas they use, and cassava. Let me call it cassava flour. It's not really a flour, but it's like you see how we have bami? It's
Yes.
like they would grate the cassava.
Correct.
So they mix the cassava with the stew beans and add plantains. And then they make a sauce to pour on that from the red palm oil. I'm tasting red herrings or some dried fish coming out of that sauce, and then they pour it on that thing. Voila. So that's breakfast for them. And so I am going to do something on the plantains, the many ways that they use the plantain. I'm coming from Togo, and I stopped to buy roast plantains on the roadside. It's crazy. You know.
Yes.
So the people may seem poor in some communities, but they have a lot of food. You see, they're selling a lot of tomatoes, a lot of yams, about 100 variety of yams. I'm seeing them selling contumely. It reminds me of callaloo. They cook it similar to callaloo. They have a lot of food here. They are rich in food and how they eat, and they walk miles and miles, so they look good, strong, the ladies and the men.
Upright. You
strong.
notice the ladies, the back upright.
Upright.
And carrying the things on their head. I need to learn how to do that.
Yes.
They don't have back problem.
No.
Pat?
When you go to the stoplights, many hundreds of ladies with a big thing on their head, it's just selling different things in the streets. It's unbelievable. I ate this thing in a corn. So they cook the corn. I can't even describe it, but it's like a breakfast item too. It's like they boil the corn cobs. I can't even describe it, but it was corn with some red peas, and then they put it back in the trash and roll it and boil it. So you have the red peas coming out, just a little red peas for some protein, and the corn. Inexpensive, but filling. You buy that for breakfast. You see the ladies with hundreds of boiled eggs.
Yes. On the heads. Yes.
Selling, so you boil some, some eggs right there. So they are very industrious.
That's the word, industrious.
Very.
You know, in Jamaica, sometimes we have a saying, turn your hand, make fashion.
Yes.
Use what you have.
Yes.
And we see that.
Listen, manners. What a set of people full of manners.
Pat.
From the baby to adult. They are quiet people. No confusion. Whole lot of traffic in Ghana. Whole lot of car. No accident. The people are disciplined.
Say that again, Pat.
Whole lot of people. Whole lot of car. Sorry. You're traveling miles and miles. No accident. I drove 4.5 hours, to the Elmina Castle. And so we are going, cars are moving fast, no indiscipline on the road. My driver overtake, good, because I'm in the car upright watching, and somebody's lighting him. Let me give you a joke. So the incoming car is lighting us up. So I said, oh, police ahead. But the guy don't speak much English. I say, somebody light us again. I said, police on the road. By midway in our journey, I realized that the incoming traffic is cautioning my driver to say that overtaking wasn't so good.
Look at that.
It wasn't police.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Pat,
Yes.
you when did you arrive? Because how long have you been here?
Just over a week. I think I got here the 17th, 18th. I lost time.
But Pat, you just over a week, right? And you'll be leaving soon, right?
Yes.
But you have lost yourself. You have immersed yourself in Ghana and Ghana culture.
Right.
Because what you have just shared with me for that short space of time, it's very clear that you really know food. You have a love of food, and you have touched on Ghana's cuisine perfectly. But let me ask you this, because it's your first time here.
Yeah.
When you arrived on Ghana's soil, please describe your emotions.
Right. So I noticed really that the people, well, we have to come to the motherland. You hear so much about Ghana growing up and the history where we are from as a people. And so it was very emotional for me touching down. And then as I start driving, the people look so much like us. I was
Yes.
seeing Donovan and Anthony's and Maisie and Patricia. No, I've not met any Patricia yet. I met a Patrick last night. And the people look like us.
Yes.
We are Ghanaians.
Yes.
I'm telling you that.
Yes.
And that is what really struck me.
Yes.
And then I went to church on Sunday.
What was the church experience like for you here in
So
Ghana?
my fiance said, listen, I was so tired Sunday morning. And he said, Pat, you just have to go to church. Because he realized that I was so much into the old things. So I went to church and the people look like us. And it was amazing to see them in the same fabric. So it would appear that they would buy yards and yards of fabric and then they make dresses out of the same fabric, different styles. And I really like that. So so you have the choir, but the people sit, the congregation, they all add on this fabric. And then you had the men in white shirt like the elders in the church. And then some younger ladies, the young people add on a different fabric but different styles. It was something to see. And I was so happy that I went to church to see that. The vibrancy, how the people sing. I felt, I was moved. The sermon was short, but just the whole atmosphere in the church. I posted videos online and persons, were DM me and said, but Pat, these are our people. We are from Ghana, just the resemblance.
Pat, this is fantastic. No one-on-one is the same. And let me tell you something. I think I could stay here and talk to you for hours. But right at this point, because I want for you to introduce your fiance to my audience, and also in tying everything up, I want you to close out, and I want you to answer the question as to why Ghana. But before we get to that, could you please usher in your fiance for me, please?
Willie, I wish I could talk about Christmas Day.
We're going to drop on that also, my dear.
Drop on Christmas Day. Come, Willie. You have to tell her what you've been doing.
William. Yeah. William, welcome to Dan S channel. And let me just say, the both of you, right? And Pat, your outfit saying one, right? You look fabulous. And William, hello. Yeah. But William, where are you born?
I'm born in Ghana.
You're about to say Jamaica.
Yeah, most of my family in Jamaica.
So you're born in Ghana?
Ghana, yes.
Where in Ghana?
Accra, Accra, where the state house is, and most of the, the places for the country, the head of state.
You presently live in Jamaica.
Yes.
How long have you been living in the land of my birth?
Okay, the first time I entered Jamaica was in 1987.
Wow.
Right, so I've been living there for more than 30 years, almost 35 years.
All guys, listen to this now, the Ghanaian in Jamaica, almost 35 years. Mm-hmm. William, what do you do in Jamaica?
I'm a medical practitioner.
You're a medical practitioner?
Yes.
But I'm going to ask you this. Sorry, what's your discipline?
I'm
general practice, family practitioner.
Family practitioner.
He's a medical doctor.
Yes.
Right.
William, when I came in, even though I was told you're Ghanaian, I keep saying Jamaican. You sounded extremely Jamaican. Just communicate 2 sentences for me now. Because, guys, you need to hear this Ghanaian's born and bred Jamaican accent.
Well, I interact with a lot of Jamaicans as a doctor, so I get the the spectrum of Jamaicans speaking from high class, middle class to low class. In Moran Bay, for example, I work 2 days a week. And when you hear people talking and learning from them, what I go on and all that kind of thing. I say, are you really Ghanaian and not Jamaican? And not Jamaican? I say I'm Ghanaian. But I learned these things as you go along. You know, I still have my deficiencies. And sometimes not people speak and I don't understand what they're saying. But after so long, I now understand. Like once I went on the bus in the early 89, 87, 88, 89 when I came to Jamaica, and I was going on the bus at that time. And the bus conductor shouted, "Doctor!" So I thought it was not, how the hell the guy knew? I was a doctor, as a conductor, and he says, "Step up and step down."
That's right.
So I stepped up the bus and came down the ground. And he says, "Step up again and step down." I did the same thing. He says, "Sir, what I mean is step up into the bus and go further down in there." It was hilarious.
Step up and step down.
There you go, Jamaica.
Step up and step down.
There you go. There you go. I mean, my God. But let me say this. The Ghanaian living in Jamaica for over 35 years, you know, with his Jamaican fiance. When I speak to Jamaica and Ghana being one, guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We are one. Okay. Could you just share your life experience living in Jamaica for over 35 years? Because Jamaica is home. And do you have any intention of you and Madame even, you know, returning to Ghana, say a couple of months out of the year, living here and, you know, returning?
Right. My first impression, the first impression I had of Jamaica was my new home.
Yes.
My father was here at the time. My mother is still here. She's 87.
Wow.
My father passed in April. Came and buried him. We went back this year. And so I have two sisters here. And so in spite of all that, I made Jamaica my home. I may have my properties, my workplaces and all that. But at times it comes around, can I return to Jamaica and to Ghana to practice in the same way? And I said, no, but coming every year from that year for 30 years, sometimes you see the opportunities and the possibilities. I have a couple of friends who have come back to Ghana and they are making a great contribution and the opportunities are there to be successful. You know, right now, my cousin who is here, who is in London, comes and goes an IT specialist, and he wants to start a business in Ghana, so he can come from the diaspora and join us. I've been thinking about that, but we're in discussion, and the space is there.
I would love if that happens. Pat, touch on Christmas for me. I wanted to touch on Christmas.
Yeah, just quickly. So when I asked my in-laws, you know, so what's for Christmas dinner? Because I wanted to introduce some Jamaican flair in the mix. And they said it was goat soup and fufu. And I said, so my daughter who is in New Jersey was saying, "Mommy," she sent me her ham. And I said, "So you don't have any ham down here, William?" So we were walking looking for ham because I wanted to do something like that. I didn't find no ham in the supermarkets. But anywho, I did some Jamaican rice and peas for the table, roasted 2 chicken and vegetables, and turnip at my in-laws. And what they had was just the goat soup and the tofu. But what was good, fufu and the fufu. But what was good, I got the opportunity to make the tofu.
Yes,
Fufu.
yes.
And so the family came together.
Pound the fufu.
And pound the fufu.
Correct.
And that is bringing families together. And it was good. It was a different kind of Christmas. But, you know, we can change and do things differently. That's okay. And I also want to say that we are not trees. I always say that you can move. The world is getting smaller and smaller because of access. You can live anywhere you want to live. Ghana is ripe for investments. And so there's opportunity for persons to move around and come and capitalize on that. I see Ghana as Jamaica back in the day. The place is safe. I walk freely and I felt comfortable. We could say the place is crime free.
Yes.
It's amazing. 31 million is the population. In Ghana, in Accra, maybe 10, 11 million. I'm not sure of
Bigger
that
than
number.
Jamaica, I can't tell you that much.
Right. And I'm saying no accidents in Christmas time with so many. I drove to Togo 4.5 hours and back 9 hours one day. I went to Cape Coast to the castle 9 hours again. No accident on the way. The roads here, we travel miles and miles. No accident. It says something about the people. One thing I want to end with is that we love to say in Jamaica that the slaves who made it to the Caribbean were strong and fighters, and maybe that is why Jamaicans are so, I don't even want to use that word, that's why we're so tough and strong. It is not true. It is a myth. The Ghanaian people, the Ghanaians, are calm and collected and peaceful. That's what I want to end with.
Power to talk. And that is why 31 plus million, we as Jamaicans, Ghana is now my home. You are here visiting under 3 weeks. And that is why we understand, appreciate, and recognize being in a space that's almost crime-free.
Yes.
Through our eyes, based on our experience.
Yes.
You answered, you gave an answer as to why. But Pat, I want you, the charge to our Jamaicans directly from Jamaica and elsewhere, why Ghana should be on their bucket list, number one, ahead of the North, the West, please.
Right. So we tend to believe that the only place we can vacation is Europe, so that we can go and pose in Paris. I'm not even saying US. US is close to us, but we think vacation is only in Europe. I am urging you, and we love to go at Buckingham Palace and we pose at the gate. Yeah, we've been to London, we've been to Paris, we have gone to Italy. I have traveled to those places, but I'm telling you that Ghana, Africa should be on your bucket list. We need to come and spend some money here. It is paramount.
Thank you. Excellent. Doc, William,
Yes.
anything you're adding on to what Madam says?
Apart from the crime-free society, the Ghanaian is peaceful.
Yes.
We look for interventions when we have our difficulties like anywhere, but it's not an intervention that will harm the person or the other party, and or maybe to kill. We don't use arms here at all, actually. And I think that is one of the attributes that has made the Ghanaian a resilient and respectful person. We are hardworking, as Bart said, and we are very industrious. And give an example as my mother, she's 87, and we are brilliant if you look all over the world. Kofi Annan is an example, was head of the UN for years. We have a center for Kofi Annan here in Accra, and we should see ourselves as persons who are evolving, who are improving, and we're taking charge of our own lives through God's help.
Thank you so much. I wish you the very best. And a wedding is around the corner. And it is my hope, and it will be my total excitement that you will return to Ghana for even a couple months of the year. And Pat, you will share, and do what you do best in putting Ghana on the map when you return back to Jamaica. It was lovely. It was lovely. Guys, I hope, Pat, did you want to say something else?
No, I said absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, my pleasure.
And thank you too.
Thanks,
for this
William.
short interview.
Thank
It
you.
was our pleasure.
Guys, if you enjoyed this, please share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I say thank you.
Thank you too.
Merase, and God bless.